Ew.
Do we want to just start going through it? Because
my gosh, who sent this?
Oh, it was an Android user. Sorry. It's
Hey, you don't like my S Pen? I was like drawing it in there.
At least he admits he's the issue. All right,
true.
so we got...
So let's just do it. Like, who do you guys have going out in the first round? Who is not making it to the round of 12? Do you want to go first, or do you want a minute, David?
Go ahead. Give me a minute to look quick.
I'll
Okay,
go first
Nolan,
then,
you go
since
first.
I have it pulled up and I have my cheat sheet. I didn't overthink it. I looked at the bottom four and I went, yeah, those guys seem like they're not doing the best. It's hard to do it with Kevin Harvick, but like, when's the last time he pressed for a win?
We'll talk about his after-race interview.
Yeah, that was
He's
I
like,
didn't see it, but you
guess
guys
we'll-
were talking about
He's like,
it.
all right, I guess I'll see what happens. Do you feel confident in going into the playoffs? Yeah, I guess we'll see what we show up with.
Yeah, and
Or whatever.
I
I
mean,
can't remember what
You
That's
look
not
at the
good.
speed out of the 4 car for the last month, and like, how do you not have that response? I mean, SHR sucks. Like,
Yeah.
they might be the worst team in the garage right now.
Yeah, and going as a champ
Major
going out,
team.
that's
Yeah.
embarrassing like that.
Well, and I think where he's the most frustrated is look at the other 3 SHR cars and look where the 4 is. The Rodney-Kevin combination is improving that car by like 15 spots. So if they were showing up with a car that was worth anything, that car could be winning races. But they're showing up with 32nd place speed, and then somehow by the end of the race, Kevin and Rodney are landing it in the top 15. So you have to think his level of like, I hate everybody at this team has got to be starting to grow. And yeah, that was the most depressed I've ever heard him in his interview. He was like, what is it? The level of acceptance with the grieving processes. That's where Kevin Harvick is right now on SHR, because he's just like, who knows? So unfortunately, you're probably right. Out of principle, I couldn't have Harvick going out in the first round. But honestly, that's just my bias, because you're probably right. So in the first round, I had, you know what? I lied. I actually did take him out. I gave up on principle. I forgot. I did this twice.
Wow, what a man of his word.
I know.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I forgot.
Mark your calendars.
I did this twice because I said, screw principle. Harvick's not making it. So in the first round, I had Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Michael McDowell, and Ross Chastain out in the first round.
Ooh.
It's salty, but man, Ross just isn't there the last month, man. I don't know if they're just saving it for playoffs, which is very possible.
This happened last year where he won and then, well, he got himself into trouble and then he had to like reel it back a little bit.
True.
And,
That is true.
He was real bad last year, you remember? You know, like
It's possible.
chaotically bad. But he turned it back on in the playoffs, and then he finished 1.3 seconds, I believe, behind the championship last year. You know, he finished
did.
second.
He came so strong
less than
in the
2
last
seconds
yep.
behind, you know, so he finished second. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't blame anyone for not feeling inspired by their performance. Suarez made it in last year and he didn't this year. So it's like, It seems like Trackhouse is on the decline, you know.
Well, like I said, I think we talked earlier in the year. I don't know if they're on a decline. It's just, I
Other
think their
teams are
engineers
catching
are
up.
just smarter than everybody
everyone
else,
else just
and
caught
everybody
up,
else
right?
is catching up.
Yeah.
I
So-
agree.
So they had an edge where they didn't have the best drivers. Now the real good drivers have that edge too, and it's like, hey,
Like RFK.
like RFK.
Yeah, how do you not talk about RFK in the last month? It ticks me off.
I love it.
You know.
So I'm looking at, and I can see how, right now, McDowell, Ricky, Harvick, and Bubba. So, like, if you look at the points, Bubba has 0, Harvick has 4, Stenhouse has 5, McDowell has 7. They could probably catch up to almost, Christopher Bell is, anybody above him isn't, it's not even, this,
Right,
I don't see anything given, it's going to be a while.
I think if you're 5th or higher, you're probably pretty safe.
Yeah. 7th or higher, I'd go.
Yeah.
Honestly. But
Where's Blaney? I'll pick my number.
Blaney is,
Lower than he should be.
he's on my list.
Oh,
Blaney has not been performing. Blaney,
he has the world's crappiest luck the last month.
either it's his
crap.
pit crew or him. Somebody's making, or they just get dumped by
Or
Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
So, I got him out.
Wow. That's bold. I mean, I did pick Ross. I guess that's.
I have McDowell out. I have Spinhouse, and I have Bubba out. I, however, stand on my principles. I'm a man of Harvick.
Should I move this diecast over to you now?
You should probably just never touch it ever again. Don't even look at it.
I love Kevin. I love Kevin.
You don't get to call him Kevin anymore.
I dislike SHR. I think they're a garbage organization right now. I just do. I think they're not
Tony
good.
Stewart comes up those stairs and just punches him right in the face.
I don't think Tony Stewart cares enough to do it. I think that's the problem.
I think that's
a
the
big
issue.
problem.
Like, you nailed it. I think he's so wrapped up in the drag team right now.
SRX, NHR,
Yeah.
Leah.
Which,
I mean, understandable.
But it's something in that team is just way off. And like, dear God, they've got to be paranoid going into next year because their only driver that's making anything happen is retiring. And I think Josh Berry's a great talent, but
he's not Kevin Harvick.
No, I mean, holy big shoes to fill. He ain't going to do it.
He should sell his charter to Junior.
I agree. I think SHR should sell at least one of their charters.
What
to
the
Junior
hell?
Sports.
Maybe RFK will buy it.
Them too. They should buy it and put Zane Smith in a third car. I think Zane Smith should be in an RFK car next year. That would make me very happy.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, that's good.
And
I can't say I don't like it.
Ford needs to fight to keep him. They're stupid if they let Zane Smith go.
I can't. I am almost speechless that you look at the points and like the first two Fords, the best two Fords are both from RFK. Like, how is that? What is going on?
They are the best Ford organization right now.
It just
hands down.
I can't. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, you're thinking, okay, maybe flash in the pan, even after
like,
2
they're
wins.
doing
But
pretty
now
good.
it's like, oh my gosh, like it's not even.
And it's
a
not
debate.
fluky.
Yeah, it's not
Like
fluky.
they deliberately did what they wanted. The whole. If you wanted to be in the back, he was in the back.
And like
Ross, that poor guy's probably dizzy. He was like, oh, he's 7th. Oh, 42nd. 12th.
and
30th.
And it was all types of racetracks that they've been fast. Like, it isn't just, they had a couple super speedways. Like, these were literally every type of racetrack.
Yep.
So
now, the one thing I didn't do was see, because I just didn't know and I didn't feel like looking it up. I was a little too lazy. What are the 4 races that we have looking up, like, in this first round here? We've got Darlington. Do we have any road courses in the first round?
Hold on a second. I got to quit asking questions that we don't have answers
my app's
to.
taking a while to load. I was hoping by the time you finish setting that up, I'd have an answer.
No, that's okay.
It is Darlington, which, of course, you and I will be there this weekend. So
Yes, sir.
shout out. If there's any fans, come find us. It'll be fun.
Heck yeah.
Nolan and I will be at Darlington this weekend. David bailed. And we've got Kansas the week after that. And then Bristol Motor Speedway. So we do have 3 rounds. So you've got
RFK, Darlington.
races,
Brad's great at Darlington.
Yeah.
Busher's great at Darlington. Kansas, same. Bristol.
Ross is great at Darlington.
And Kansas could potentially be a Toyota
Busher
race.
won at Bristol.
He could.
He won last year's fall Bristol.
He did. And Brad almost won.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well-
now, honestly, we know the short track package. It's whoever qualifies in the top 5.
That's true.
Because this car still sucks on short tracks. But
Hopefully it's better at regular Bristol now that they've changed the package a little bit.
I'm praying.
We'll see. It's a big. Okay, I will say this
big
while we're
can-do.
on that point, and we're just talking about Daytona. We talk about the different packages.
Yeah.
We just got 2 bad weeks, really mid, boring
Very
weeks at the road courses. But I would say that between Atlanta, which is like kind of a super speedway, it is. And now
I
Daytona,
agree.
they think they fixed that package. They were racing 3 wide. It looked great. So
That was
it looks good.
I
It
was
looked great.
honestly impressed at the amount of. Look at me.
you should just go back to drinking beer. I think it's healthier for you.
This is ridiculous.
That can't be much healthier.
No, it is. Like, it might not be, but I literally yesterday I forgot I can't.
Uh-oh.
We're in hibachi. I forgot I can't have alcohol.
You order alcohol.
How did you forget?
He's like, sake. I was like, ah.
And then you had a heart attack.
Can't believe I just did that on camera. But yeah, and then I immediately I was like, oh, I feel uncomfortable, and like it was within 15 minutes, I was miserable
Just from a sake.
Your pancreas turned into a softball.
from one like solid shot of sake.
Well, if you needed confirmation that you can't touch alcohol, that may have
Like
just done
I was
it.
like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
can't believe I forgot because I was in the moment.
Is that the first sip you had since we went golfing and you took a shot of Fireball?
Yeah, same in time.
And you regretted it then, too.
I regretted it then too.
Yeah.
Man, that is.
So,
That
have it be known, I'm starting my own AA group. Need some supporters.
Hey.
But
But back to you nailed it. The Super Speedway package right now is great. And it's what I like. What I got frustrated with last year was drivers couldn't make moves. Like, there was nothing a driver could do to better his position. But Atlanta, we saw it. And Saturday night, we saw it. I mean, and you're back to seeing the guys that are good at super speedways making their way to the front. Yeah. It was the 12, the 6, the 11. Like, all these guys we're used to seeing up
23.
front. 23.
Yep.
We're all, and it didn't matter where they like came out of pit road. Within 15 laps, they're back there. So,
I really liked what I saw there. And it's not like, I mean, at least in my brain, I always think like, well, it's a super speedway. It's kind of random. But like, no. I mean, that felt like a really good representation of you could do what you wanted, and the best cars rose to the occasion.
They rose. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, obviously. Look who finished 1-2. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's Brad Keselowski and super speedways. That's
apparently
a winning
he
combination.
is a genius.
Yeah,
allegedly.
That's why I won Zane Smith in his third car next year.
Yeah,
I'm saying I'm dying on that hill.
So, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, because when he bought the company, I remember him saying, once both cars are in the playoffs, I want to go to a third charter.
He did.
Nice.
So
now's the time.
I guess that's what I'm saying. So, like,
I think this is the unofficial announcement that RFK is getting a third charter.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like it.
Just a reminder that this show is just like Whose Line Is It anyways?
We just make everything up.
The points don't matter and everything's made up.
I guess you can't pick the 99 because that's already taken, but 97's available. They could. I'm just thinking of former Roush numbers because 16's taken, 99's taken, but isn't 97 available?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And then 26 is the other one, but that's just a dumb number. Who wants that? I think 97 is what they should pick. For
26 reminds me of Jamie McMurray.
You ready for it?
It does.
You ready for it?
Hit me.
The 21.
They just buy out the Wood Brothers?
Huh? The legendary 21? Really?
The 21.
I don't know that I see that disappearing. I think them and Penske are
I just hope
PFS.
that happens so they get rid of Harrison Burton.
Well, I hope Harrison Burton finds another career. I hear McDonald's is hiring.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much easier it's going to be for his dad when he doesn't have to talk about how his son is? Harrison spun again.
We got an edit.
That was worth the edit. That was funny.
Yeah, true.
Which one did I say?
You said the S word.
Oh, that one can stay in.
All right, let's go to the next round. Who do you guys have coming out in the round? Who does not make it to the round of 8?
Well, gosh,
go first
darn.
again, Nolan.
Okay,
The round of 8.
Yeah, this is where I have my own just basis in reality. I'm a Ross fan. I have him going out of the second round. I have Kyle Busch going out of the second round. That's pretty controversial, but like when you look at the top 8, or like actually if you just get rid of the bottom 4, it gets real tough. Like there's a lot of good drivers.
I get it. I have the same thing.
It's not easy. I have Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Ross, and Tyler Reddick, who has been in the top 10, but not that much. I don't know.
Well, and he can't finish.
Yeah.
They can't finish. Like he's every single week that 45 is fast and they can't finish.
I guess this is really the basis of the question I had, and I'll explain. So like I wanted to know which races were coming up because I wanted to know when's the road course. It's Charlotte Roval's the last one, right?
I think that's the round of 12. No, it's the round of 8. Sorry, It's in the round of 8, I think.
Okay, because Tyler Reddick, really good at road courses, obviously.
True.
And then McDowell, too. So, obviously, if he wasn't going to get that in the first 3 races, I didn't have any expectations for him. But then same thing with Reddick. I mean, if it's not a road course, what's he doing? So...
Yeah, and again, it's just because they're not finishing. You know, it's they've got speed, they just can't seem to make it to the finish line.
Yeah, so I have Reddick, Chastain, Busch, and Christopher Bell out next.
I think that's fair. So in the next round, I had Kyle Busch, same as you. I had Christopher Bell, same as you.
Yep.
And I had Brad Keselowski, which was really hard for me because I actually was really on the fence with him. But the only thing is,
don't blame you.
I haven't seen him go to victory lane, and I think that's the one thing they're going to be missing. And I had Bubba Wallace. I had Bubba Wallace making it past the first round, but I don't think he makes it past the second. So, and I'll be honest, my bias did influence a little bit because I probably shouldn't have the 12 cars high on my list as I do.
You have Bubba beating Ross into the second round.
I do.
Ooh.
I do. And honestly,
that doesn't sit right with me.
I know, but the 23's been finishing good lately, and The Ross hasn't, so I'm
Fair enough.
going off momentum.
That'll be something to look at.
Yeah,
Ross versus Bubba. I don't know.
I'll be really intrigued to see how these line. I mean, the last time we did brackets, I was out by the second week, so we'll see how I do. Apparently, my picks are garbage.
I will say this: you're up against it in the sense that we're going to Darlington. Ross runs really well. He doesn't finish really well, but he runs really well at Darlington. 2 times I've watched him crash in the lead.
And he could come back and win this weekend. He absolutely could, And then my whole bracket's off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, who do you got, David?
I am dropping out Kevin Harvick,
I think that's fair.
Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, and here's a surprise one for you. But I don't know that he has the points or the car to keep going. Joey Logano.
Ooh. It's not a bad pick.
Yeah,
I like it. He's gone.
Penske does not have speed right now.
They don't have speed.
And they're not finishing.
I don't see him getting speed either.
No.
It's not like we're holding back for the playoffs here.
No. I mean, the 12 has been consistently the fastest car at Penske, and they haven't been finishing that well. So it's that whole organization's just off right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, last round. Who do you have not making it to the championship for, Nolan?
I eliminated. It's color coordinated. I had to figure this out. All right.
I'm coming up with all of it as I go.
Both
That's
of
fair.
RFK, so Buescher and Brad, this is where their streak maybe ends because I was looking. I mean, shoot, recency bias. I almost want to have them in the final 4, but I haven't seen them put an entire season together of. This could be the season, though. I mean, they could be here to stay, and they can show that. But I have them leaving.
He says I haven't seen them it's only their second season.
Hey.
I haven't seen them put a whole season together.
I mean,
well, last year doesn't count.
Major progress. But
Hey.
I do agree. I get where you're coming from.
You're right.
I mean, it's the same reason we don't have Ross as a lock in the top 4, even though he dominated last year almost. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have them, and
He
then
did, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Think back at that. He is lacking.
This is the revenge round. I have Blaney. He's out. And then Kyle Larson. Wait, why did I pick Kyle Larson? That was a tough one. I picked Kyle Larson.
That was a really tough round. I get it.
because it was hard to get it down to that bottom 4.
Yeah.
I picked some really generic picks that I'm not proud of, including 2 Joe Gibbs. But you know what? I had to do it.
I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that.
Yeah. I get it.
I mean, when I tell you and say it out loud what my championship 4 are, it's hard to argue with. These guys are
Let's hear
stalwarts.
your championship
I
for.
get it.
Should
Yeah,
I just go into it?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be next, right?
right.
Yeah.
Let's just hit it. Yeah.
All right, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano. Now, Joey's hard to pick, but
You're right.
he won last year, so
Right. And
He's
he could
there.
totally make it there.
Yeah.
He absolutely could make it there. Yeah.
that
My
might be my
thing
hottest
is-
take is Joey. But
Yeah. So real quick, since we'll just wrap up the bracket conversation real quick here. Mitch has in the first round
he doesn't have Corey in the top
Bubba
4.
Wallace, Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse, and Michael McDowell going out. So he's actually following pretty much right along with you.
Okay.
In the second round, he has Joseph Logano, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, and Ross Chastain. So he's actually kind of following some of us there.
It's actually a reasonable take.
It is. And then in the third round, he has Blaney, Bell, Buescher, and Hamlin. And actually, they're not bad picks. And then, of course, the final 4, he has William Byron, MTJ. He's got Kyle Busch, which I think that's delusion. Kyle Busch has just not been on his game lately.
Yeah, that's the
He
one
is
And
the
Kyle
thing.
eight-
Larson.
As winning.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. Yeah,
That's bold.
Now-
if it wasn't for the 8, I feel like that's like Vegas odds, the lines, that was a really, really safe bracket. But then the 8 car is a little bit weird.
it is. I just realized that none of us really did pick who we think's going to be the champion, so we should do that because Mitch picked the champion. And I think we
Brad
should all-
Keselowski.
You had him going out the round before.
Oh,
I don't know how to tell you this.
I'd rather
Yeah.
be wrong.
That's fair.
I'll be
Nolan,
wrong.
who do you have winning
Ross
the
Chet?
championship?
No.
Ryan Blaney.
Corey LaJoy. Oh wait, he's not in the playoffs.
Carson Hocevar.
I mean, it really comes down to your performance at Phoenix, which is a little bit weird. But Byron won, but it was under weird circumstances, right?
right.
Okay, so we have Logano winning last year at the spring race. What was the circumstance like? Who was contending? Do we remember?
It's
because I want to draw heavily on that.
Look at you asking questions.
The two fastest cars consistently at Phoenix are the 12 and the 22. The problem is, realistically, I don't know that either one of them is making it.
They don't make it that far, maybe.
Right. But they, at least based on stats, those are the two best cars rolling into Phoenix. And who's really not the best car is the 9. He, consistently sucks at Phoenix. I don't know why that thought came to my mind, but it just did. So you got
I
that
haven't
one
thought
for
about
free.
Chase Elliott in a couple days. He's totally irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So in the spring, it was Byron, Blaney, Reddick, Larson, Harvick, Bell, Briscoe, Busch, Bowman, Barry. Which does not look good for RFK.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we both think they're going to be 19th and 18th and 15th.
So I think you can draw a lot of comparison between Richmond and Gateway to Phoenix as far as performance. So that does put a few other players in. I'll say my pick is Billiam. I think it's Byron. I think it's a Byron year.
You're just picking him because your wife likes him.
I'm a smart man. Listen, when your guy's out, you go with the wife's pick. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, he's hard to bet against. I mean,
who do you have, David?
Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah,
I was going to pick that.
I was torn. I was really torn. He was my number 2.
I mean, he is the most consistent car in the field.
And you look
next to Byron.
Yep. And you look at Phoenix, Richmond, Gateway. That MTJ is
he's not bad anywhere.
Pick. I know.
Right.
He's not bad anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, there's no rule saying that I can't pick the guys you did.
No.
You
Like,
can pick
at
whoever
all.
you want.
It just makes you completely horrible of a person and a bad entertainer and podcaster.
I know, which puts me in a really precarious position because the only other 2 people I have left are
Speaking's really
Never
tough.
mind, I can't do it tonight.
You good?
It's very precarious of you to be that presuming.
You're so posh and smart.
You're so peaceful.
That was on his word of the day calendar.
Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. So by virtue, I have to pick the lesser of 2 evils, and also this would make them back-to-back champions.
Corey LaJoy?
Who?
Oh, sorry.
Joey Logano.
Oh.
I hate to do it. It's very boring, but I would have picked Truex because I don't know. He's just so good. He's been so good this year. But
The weirdest thing with Joey Logano right now is I could see him winning the championship or going out in the first round.
True.
Either situation actually makes sense in my brain.
Yeah, you're
which
right.
is so freaking
Well, here's my
weird.
thing. He already had one comeback this year with his hairline. There's no way he's having another one with his car.